This is Chris with Freedom Farm TV, and today I'll take you through planting of spring greens in 3 raised beds and of lettuce and kale and radishes and Brussels sprouts and spinach. All things to start early in spring. Alright, I'm going to add some cow manure compost that's commercially made. It's good for raised beds, and that's what I'm going to put it in. It's composted so it doesn't smell, and it's all natural. So I'm about to add, here's the ratios: phosphorus to the NPK, nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium ratios. So we're going to add this to our raised beds there and plant our greens. I'm working this compost into my maize mix from last year. This is peat moss compost, and trying to pick out a little bit of weeds that got in there in the fall. Compost, vermiculite, that's the white stuff you see to help it hold water. Peat, compost. It's maize mix in this garden. You can see what this is in the square foot gardening method, developed by Mel Bartholomew. So I'm working this compost in here, getting ready to plant these spring greens. I'm going to be putting kale and lettuce in this one, and I've already planted in this one spinach, and I need to mark them, but these 2 squares is okra, not okra, I just forgot what they are. Anyway, spinach, and this one's going to be kale and lettuce. So you got to get the greens early here in Georgia, or they will bolt on you and get bitter quick. I've never really had too much success with them, but I keep trying and never give up. In my climate, it may not be just viable to grow greens very well, but maybe in the fall. But we'll get all this compost mixed up, and we'll get this stuff planted today. I'm going to try to plant is radishes. Radishes are very good for a 12-foot garden. Square foot garden, because if you can see, 12-inch container, which would be one of our squares, you can put 12 plants. 12 plants per square, and this has a 20-day harvest. So within less than a month of this date that I plant these, I will be harvesting radishes, and then I can go ahead and replant and replant and replant. So that's a good reason to try radishes, especially if you're square foot gardening. Like I said, you can put 12 in 1 square, and I've seen charts where they put 16 per square. That is very compact planting, very economical, and good use of space. I'm going to try to plant is radishes. Radishes are very good for a 12-foot garden, square foot garden, because if you can see, 12-inch container, which would be one of our squares, you can put 12 plants. 12 plants per square, and this has a 20-day harvest. So within less than a month of this date that I plant these, I will be harvesting radishes, and then I can go ahead and replant and replant and replant. So that's a good reason to try radishes, especially if you're square foot gardening. Like I said, you can put 12 in 1 square, and I've seen charts where they put 16 per square. That is very compact planting, very economical, and good use of space. Of course, you have the tuber that you can eat, but I've also heard, I've never tried it, so I'm going to try it this year. You can also use the greens from the radishes, almost like turnip greens, and which is very popular here in the South. So I'm going to try to we bake radishes almost like a potato, because I can't have many carbs. This is a low carb option for potatoes, and with the greens and you can toss them in with a salad. So we're going to try that this year and see how it goes. Only going to put 8 per space, and I just took my finger and made 4 down. Wait a minute, that's 16. Yeah, so I'm going to do 4 across, 4 rows of 4. So I'm doing the 16. So you just make your holes and drop a few in each hole and cover it up. It don't take but about a minute to do it per square. And like I say, this is a very good, economical, prolific crop to grow for your homestead. All right, also I'm going to plant a lettuce and a kale. If you could turn on the back, 12-foot container, like I say, which will be one of these squares. You can put 1 plant. As you can see, that's nowhere near as efficient as the radishes, but wife wants kale. I'm gonna plant some kale. Happy wife, happy life. Okay, then we have lettuce. As you can see, 12-foot container, 1 square, 4 plants. Still not quite as economical as the radish, but better than the radishes. 60 days to harvest for the lettuce, 55 days to harvest for the kale. So, but good thing about this lettuce, hopefully I'll try it. If it's leaf lettuce, you can cut it, it'll come back and cut it, and you get a couple of cuts out of it. So you don't have to replant. So we'll put the rest of this in the bed, and that'll be it for today. Kale, I'm going to try to put 2. I'm going to put 1 in a corner in each corner. So even though it says 1, I'm going to try to go 2. So 1 in each corner, and 1 in each corner all the way up. I am planting some lettuce. As you can see, there's 4 per square, and it'll take 60 days to harvest. So I'll take a little stick of bamboo. I already made 4 holes. Or 3, I'll make another one, and just put a few in each of the holes and cover them up, and do it for every square in here. This is a 4x8 bed, so this is my second packet, so it'll do almost this whole bed, and I'll finish it up with kale. All right, okay, I got it done. All this is lettuce, 4 per square. All this is kale, and 1 thing of radishes and kale. Radishes 16 per square, kale 2 per square, and all this is spinach with, again, 1 row of Brussels sprouts. I think they were 2 per square, and 4 per square with the spinach. And I may turn this one into a herb garden, but I did prep it, and I've got to put the grid on this one, not, just to mark it out, square it, but to keep my little girl out from under it. This one was very compacted because she enjoyed laying in it and compacting it. So I'm gonna put that grid on it to keep that little baby out of it. Roxy, you gonna stay out of this, aren't you? This is Chris with Freedom Farm TV, and that's all there is today. We're gonna have some greens.